Hello world! July is rushing past, and that means I better hurry up and get you guys my June favorites. Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today I've got for you my June favorites. Yes, I know it is July, but I figured I'd share my favorites in June because I've used them all month or a little bit more, and I've really enjoyed some of the things I've got on my favorites this time. So I've got a couple of hair products and mostly makeup, so let's get this thing started. Now, first off, some hair. I was going to say victim, but I guess it's not victim if it's a favorite. I fell victim to some advertising. There was a video, I think it came through Sephora's YouTube channel, and it was from Devacurl, the hair product makers, and it was for this Delight shampoo and conditioner. Devacurl Delight. And what they promised was that this shampoo and conditioner was going to make me love my curly hair and give me no fuss, no muss, even if I wanted to just let it air dry. Now, little backstory here. I had straight, long hair growing up. I cut my hair short for the first time when I was a late teenager. And when I say short, I mean I cut it boy haircut short. I just went the other extreme. I had hair down to my butt most of my life. And it was always straight. Sometime around the age of 30, I don't know why, I didn't have children, I didn't change anything really, but somewhere around the age of 30, my hair got curly and I started to like pickles. Pickles don't have anything to do with this, but my hair did start to get curly, very curly on the underside. And I hated it, and I hated it, and I hated it. I hate to use the word hate because it's a really strong word and I don't like to use it, but didn't really like my hair. I don't really like my hair, I straighten it all the time. But I've tried to live with it, and when I saw the ad for this Devacurl shampoo and conditioner, I couldn't help myself. I ordered the full-size bottles, and okay, it doesn't make me love my curly hair. I straightened it today, as you can see. But since it is getting to be the time of year when it's 1,005 degrees outside, I thought it would be good if I could at least tolerate not having to blow dry and straighten my hair. And I have to admit, this Devacurl shampoo and conditioner does allow me to tolerate my hair. It really helps prevent frizz. I get really, really frizzy. It conditions well enough that even though my hair is pretty damaged from all the bleaching, it still feels nice and soft. And typically, I don't like my hair until like the third day after I've washed it. And with this Devacurl, I can tolerate it on day one. I don't hate it. So I'm going to say I'm really pretty happy with it. I'm not in love with my curly hair. I will still straighten it whenever it is not too hot outside and I can tolerate to blow dry it. But on the days when I can't, okay, fine, I will let my hair be kind of maybe curly, sometimes maybe. Okay. In that same vein with hair care, I have found from Living Proof, this is their No Frizz Nourishing Styling Cream. They say it stops frizz, period. Weightlessly blocks humidity, smooths, and conditions. Holy cow. I got this as, I think, a deluxe sample from a Sephora order, and I'm almost out of it, and as soon as I am out of it, I am buying it, because again, this is one of those very few products that actually works on my hair and keeps it unfrizzy and as flat as it can be. My hair is almost never flat. I don't know, my stylist can get it straight and not frizzy, but I have a really hard time myself. But this stuff really, really, really helps. I will absolutely be buying the full size of this Living Proof No Frizz Nourishing Styling Cream. Okay, enough with the hair. Next up, this also was a sample. I'm about halfway through it. It is an oil-based? Yes. Waterproof eye makeup remover from Klorane, Klorane. And it is a waterproof makeup remover with soothing cornflower that strengthens eyelashes. Now, you guys know that I am obsessed with my waterproof version of the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Water. This isn't going to replace that, but I will say, of all of the oil-based eye makeup removers I have tried, this one is probably the best at quickly removing eye makeup without a whole lot of rubbing. And it also smells really, really, really nice. This whole cornflower thing, it is really soothing and it's really calming and it's really nice. So I may actually find myself buying the full size of this because I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to need it a lot tonight because holy cow, I've got a lot of eye makeup on. So I was watching Pixie Woo's channel the other day and I love them. I love them. I love them. Love them. And they were talking about how they were going to do she was doing a makeup tutorial and it was a dark sort of vampy look, and she was explaining at the beginning that this was not going to be pretty makeup because there's a lot of political things going on over there. I think they're in London, and she didn't feel like doing pretty makeup, so this was going to be very bold, dark makeup. And she called it makeup therapy, and I totally understand what she was saying because today I needed a little bit of makeup therapy myself, and when I do makeup therapy, it does not come out pretty. It's usually pretty dramatic or pretty dark or pretty not daytime work appropriate for most people, although I don't really play by those rules. But yeah, I'm gonna need the eye makeup remover tonight because Side note, this is the new Kat Von D Serpentina palette, with the exception of a little bit of NYX shadow that I used for the transition. But, Kat Von D, that purple, I plan to do a whole video on that palette, but oh, the purple. Next favorite, another sample that I am almost out of. This is from Clarins. Oh, it's very bright. You might not be able to read that. This is their multi-active Jour. Jour? Jour? Well, I don't know. SPF 20, targets fine lines, antioxidant day cream. So it's a sunscreen, antioxidant day cream. I've got 5,006 different day creams and SPF products in my bathroom right now, but I really like this one. Now, I have another Clarins product. It's the only other Clarins thing that I own, and it's their Hydra Quench moisturizer with SPF, and I really like this for a couple reasons. I like the scent. I like that it feels very smooth and weightless underneath makeup, where the moisturizer is a little bit more heavy. So on days, especially in the summer when I don't need quite so much heavy moisturization, I like this. I like that it's SPF 20, and I like that it's got antioxidants and stuff for anti-aging. So that's probably going to be a purchase once I run out of this sample. All right, makeup time. So the next couple things aren't new. I've had them for a while, but I've just recently sort of rediscovered them and been crushing on them pretty hardcore. First up is my IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream, SPF 50. Thank you, SPF. This is in shade Fair, which is a little bit too fair for me at this time of year. But what I've been doing is mixing it with another one of my favorites, the Smashbox Studio Skin Hydrating 15-Hour Foundation, because this is basically my summer, my fully tan summer shade. Yeah, 2.1. Yeah, this is dark as I get, people. But mixing a pump of this and half to a pump of the Smashbox makes a really nice match for me right about now, and feels great, and they mix really well, and they don't seem to negatively impact each other, and they work really well together. So I'm totally digging that combo. It's one of my favorite things. It's not what I'm wearing today because when I get in the mood for my makeup therapy, I usually want to be as pale as possible, which is probably not good on the day that I decided to begin slathering myself in self-tanner, but I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation today, which is really, it's my winter shade. It's the color that works in the winter. But because it's summer, I have another thing. Can you believe I'm putting a bronzer in my favorites? This face is putting a bronzer in favorites. This is the L'Oreal Glam Bronze, and it's a limited edition. It's in their summer line, and this is in shade Light Pale 01. It is light pale. I'm wearing it today, and I don't pack it on, so I'm not really big on looking super, super tan. What I really like about this is after you get past there is like, I don't know what you would call it, like the top shiny layer, which is like totally just for marketing purposes because it's not part of the product, and once you wipe it off, it's gone and it's not in the product. Once that's gone, it is not a shimmery bronzer, even though they call it glam, but it's not shimmery because I don't want my cheeks to sparkle. Eye sparkles are fine. Cheek sparkle, I don't want my cheeks all sparkly. So that's really nice. The shade is not orange at all. That's really nice. So it works for us Casper the Friendly Ghost type people. I think this is probably almost gone. I saw it on clearance at Target 2 days ago. And I was at Ulta today, and it was not on sale or on clearance or anything. But I do believe it is their summer limited edition. But it's really nice, especially for us pale people that don't want to go really heavy on the bronzer. It just gives enough color to not look as much like a corpse as I usually do. Next up, these are not new products, but I've come to love them so much that I've begun adding to my collection. So I started out with the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline Pencil in the color Legend, and that's black, basically. And I've been using this to tightline my upper lash line, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, I've got 15 different black eyeliner pencils that I've tried to use for tightlining. None of them go on as easily in the waterline and stay put as well in the waterline as the Urban Decay pencil. And I've tried them all, and they either don't go on smoothly or they wash away as soon as your eye waters the tiniest bit, and that kind of defeats the purpose of having liner in your waterline. So, love this pencil, and because I loved it, I went out and got another one in shade Walk of Shame. Now this is just a nude, and I'm using this on the lower waterline to just sort of brighten things up. Again, I bought not a dozen, but probably 5 different nude shade eyeliner pencils, gel pencils, regular pencils, just to try to find something that would be good in the waterline, and I couldn't find anything that worked. They all washed off really easily, or they didn't have any staying power, or they didn't go on very smoothly, or they'd get all clumpy all over my lower lashes and it was all nasty. So I bought another 24/7 Urban Decay Waterline Pencil. That makes me very, very happy. I've only used it once today, but still love it, still love it. So I think this formula is freaking awesome. Next up is a drugstore foundation, and I'm conflicted because I'm at a point where I probably will begin going cruelty-free with my makeup and skincare. Not that I'm going to toss the things that I already own that aren't cruelty-free because I paid for them. I'm not made of money. I will use them until they're gone, but then replace them with something that's cruelty-free. But I'm also torn because when I find something I really, really like, it's hard. I'm vegetarian. I've been vegan. I can't keep myself vegan for the same reason that it's hard to switch to being cruelty-free with cosmetics. My reasons for being vegetarian are that it's the ethical side of things. I've never, my whole life, ever been able to eat meat that reminded me of the animal it came from, if that makes any sense. So when I was a little kid, chicken legs clearly come from chickens, so I could not eat a chicken leg. Fish is fish. It looks like a fish. I can't eat fish. Fish are my friends. Hamburgers don't really look like cows, and I didn't know until I was like 10 years old that hamburgers came from cows, and sausage doesn't look like a pig, so I didn't know really that it came from a pig until, I was 10, 11 years old, and then you kind of figure out like, oh, yeah, those are from animals. And I ate meat for 30 years. I was on and off vegetarian. I was vegetarian for a year in high school and a year in college. And then about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago now, I realized that I don't want to eat meat, so why am I eating it? And it's all about, I hug animals. I would hug a cow, I would hug a chicken, I'd hug a turkey, I'd hug them all. I love them all. So I stopped eating them. And that's been a very good decision for me. Personally, it makes me feel really good. But when it comes to being vegan, I'm lazy with food and cooking. I get a lot of my protein from dairy products because I'm lazy, so it's Greek yogurt and cheese sticks when I'm not in the mood to cook, which is not terribly good. But anyway, I'm getting off on the craziest tangent here. But the same reasons, convenience, that I don't stick to being vegan for more than a year at a time is the same reasons that I have a hard time switching completely to cruelty-free. And I am working on it, so this channel may go in a direction where the products I'm using are cruelty-free. I will never preach at you because I'm a live and let live kind of person. I believe everybody should be able to do what you do what makes you happy. Let me do what makes me happy, and then we're all happy, and that's great. But anyway, so that tangent is to say, this is a drugstore brand, Revlon. They are not cruelty-free, but I did buy it recently. I may stop buying these things. I don't know. I'm working on it. But anyway, this is, again, I don't think it's a new product, but it's new to me. And this is the Revlon Color Stay 24-hour, well, they just call it makeup. It's foundation, and this is the one for normal to dry skin. I have dry skin. And this is in shade, do they not write it on the bottle? I don't see it on the bottle. That's terribly sad. I think it is like 3 shades up from their lightest, which it's in their 200 numbers. Like if they started at 100, I think there was like a 120 and a 140 and a 160 or something like that. And then there was a 200. This, I think, is the first 200 level, which you would think, well, this pasty pirate, how the heck are you buying something that dark? But it's really not dark. I think, even though it's in the 200s, it seemed to be the first fair shade that was pink undertoned. There was a very fair shade that was pink undertoned, and then there were 2 fair shades that looked yellow undertone, golden warm undertone, which would make me look like my liver's failing. So I think this is a little darker than the 100s, so I would call this like regular fair. It's not quite light, but it works. It's a really, 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 really good match for me, and I'm shocked. And it's beautiful, which is shocking. I shouldn't be shocked. I mean, it wasn't terribly cheap. It was like $13 drugstore foundation. Shade 200 Nude is what this one's called. Found it. The eyes are getting super old. Can't read anything. But this foundation, I've been wearing it for a few weeks. I am shocked every time I put it on at how natural and skin-like it looks. It's not incredibly dewy because I don't like to be all shiny and dewy. I would rather be matte, but I can't pull off any of the matte foundations that I've tried lately because they're just too drying on my skin. I thought since it's summertime that I might be able to get away with some matte since my skin's a little more hydrated right now, but no, can't do it. But this stuff, I'm super, super pleasantly surprised. All right, the rest of my favorites are eyeshadow, which I've been kind of going nuts on the eyeshadow lately. So, my first and forever absolute favorite, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Holy cow, you guys. For real. For real. For real. For real. So, I got the palette. I wasn't going to buy the palette because it looked a little bit warm and I tend to prefer cool shades. But these reds and these pinks, I couldn't handle myself. I couldn't handle myself. Really what happened is I got the 20% off coupon for the Platinum Ulta rewards thing, and that's just about the only time that you can use discount coupons on their prestige brands. So I got the Modern Renaissance palette and I love it. I don't have a word strong enough to describe my love. The thing with this palette, all right, it kicks up some powder. Yeah, who cares? Because you know what? These colors are so pigmented and so blendable and so gorgeous and so unique and so daring and so bold, except they're bold, but they also are so wearable. I don't know. I am really in the superlatives right now, and I don't have any other words. It's so, so, so good. I love it. The only thing I don't love, the only thing. So this outer container is sort of velvet, and look, I already got it dirty, and I mean, I just touched it with something like I don't know, mascara on my hand or something, and you can't really wipe it off like you can, but it smears the dirt. So this thing is going to look bad really, really quickly, and that's a bummer because it's going to get used all the time. I wore it for like every day for like a week straight. Love, 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 love. I feel like technically I'm neutral with cool undertones, so the neutral part I can get away with wearing warm or cool, but I really do prefer wearing cool colors. But the warms in this palette are so interesting that the looks you get out of it are so striking, but they're so wearable. Okay, I'll shut up now. Next favorite is also eyeshadow, and this is the Art Nouveau palette from Saucebox. Cruelty-free and vegan, actually. And the most notable thing about this palette, besides the fact that these are very beautiful colors, is that the purple is amazing. And to make purple vegan, typically you need, I believe it's dead bugs. It's bug shells or something. I don't remember. I looked it up once many moons ago, and I really don't want to remember. And that's kind of where color purple comes from in an animal-based ingredient product. So making a vegan purple is really difficult, as exhibited by the Kat Von D Serpentina palette. The purple is terrible. But this purple is amazing. So let me just see if I can, oh gosh, swatch these on my fingers and show you. Look at this, guys. Seriously. Oh, they're so pretty. I mean, really? 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 So pretty. So pretty. I really like this palette. Obviously, it's not like an all-in-one kind of palette. It's a specialty palette. You'll need to use this in conjunction with other eyeshadows, but to pull off that purple in a vegan formula, holy cow. Really, all these colors are gorgeous. So, very happy with this Saucebox palette. I think you can only get them online through their website. I don't think they're in stores. I'm not positive on that, but I got it from their website. My last favorite for June is more eyeshadows, and this is a palette I put together myself from Makeup Geek, and I've actually had it for a couple months, and I just got around to playing with it recently. It's also in a Z palette, which has made me obsessed with trying to find a way to DIY my own Z palettes. and there's lots of tutorials online, but none of them are like exactly what I want to do or exactly what I've got in my head. But anyway, I digress. These Makeup Geek shadows, I'm in love. I love their formula. I've played with the purples in this palette so far. I love their formula. For an eyeshadow that's $6 per color and the size of these pans, I mean, I don't know how you beat that. They're great. They're really, really great shadows. And the duochrome shadows, a lot of my favorites were sold out when I was putting this palette together, but if you can get your hands on some of them, so gorgeous. I really enjoy following Marlena and her Snapchat and kind of the story of Makeup Geek, and the shadows are great. They just came out with a bunch of new blush shades that I really, really, really want to try, because they've got a super light blush shade that I think is going to be something I can wear, since I'm not really big on having a whole lot of flushed cheeks going on. So I need to try that. But in the meantime, I've got plenty of eyeshadows to play with. There you have it, my June favorites for the month. This has been a month of loves. Did you notice I did not have any fails? No fails this month, really. I've liked everything I've been playing around with. I actually had to pare down my list so that this wouldn't be 4 hours long for all my favorites. I will just have to save some of those favorites for July. Thanks for stopping by, checking out this video, spending a little bit of your day with me. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. Wherever you are in the world, have yourselves a good one. Take care of each other. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it very, very much. Thanks from me and all of the cats here. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.